What exactly is the NBA's concussion protocol? And after being diagnosed with a concussion, how long will Wemby be out? In Game 2 between the San Antonio Spurs and the Portland Trail Blazers, Wemby lost his balance on a drive in the second quarter and crashed to the floor, his chin slamming hard against the hardwood. When he tried to get up, he was clearly unsteady and was immediately escorted to the locker room for evaluation. He has now been diagnosed with a concussion and will undergo further testing. Across the NBA, the average return timeline after a concussion is about 5 to 10 days. Even in mild cases, players typically don't return before the third day. So what exactly does the NBA concussion protocol involve? If a player shows symptoms like dizziness, nausea, blurred vision, memory loss, or confusion, he must be removed from the game immediately for evaluation. You'll often see medical staff hold up fingers and ask the player to identify the number. That's part of the initial sideline neurological check. Once a concussion is confirmed, the player must rest for at least 48 hours. No games, no high-intensity training. At least 24 hours after the injury, he can begin light recovery work, such as stationary biking, low-intensity cardio, or basic movement drills. Only after passing that stage can he move on to non-contact training. Any form of contact or impact activity remains strictly prohibited. To be cleared to return, a player must meet multiple criteria. Symptoms must be completely gone. He must pass neurological and cognitive testing, and he must complete every step of the league's return-to-play protocol. Even in the best-case scenario, that process still takes at least 3 days. So what exactly is a concussion? Is all this caution really necessary? The answer is yes, absolutely. Medically, a concussion is considered the mildest form of traumatic brain injury. In most cases, it doesn't involve structural damage, but when the brain takes a sudden hit, it disrupts normal function, leading to symptoms like dizziness, nausea, blurred vision, and confusion. The concussion itself isn't the most dangerous part. What's truly dangerous is continuing to play, or taking another hit before the brain has recovered. Think of it like a rubber band stretched to its limit. It may not snap right away, but it needs time to return to normal. If it's stretched again too soon, it could snap completely. The brain works the same way. Continuing intense activity increases pressure inside the skull and puts already vulnerable brain tissue at serious risk. A second impact during recovery can lead to permanent damage, or even be fatal. There was a tragic example of this back in 1958. During a game between the Rochester Royals and the Minneapolis Lakers, player Maurice Stokes suffered a head injury after hitting the floor and briefly losing consciousness. After a short rest, he regained awareness and continued playing, finishing with 24 points and 19 rebounds. 3 days later, he played again in Detroit and recorded 12 points and 15 rebounds. But his movements were noticeably slower. After the game, he began vomiting. On the flight home, he told teammates he felt seriously ill and needed to go to the hospital. But it was too late, because he continued playing after the concussion. Stokes suffered severe brain damage. He became paralyzed and lost the ability to speak. After being bedridden for 12 years, he passed away at just 36 years old. It's tragedies like this that push the NBA to continue improving its concussion protocols, to protect players' health and lives. Again, a concussion itself isn't necessarily terrifying. With proper rest, most people recover within 1 to 4 weeks. But returning too soon is extremely dangerous, even for elite athletes. So if you ever take a hit to the head while playing, stop immediately and get checked. As for Wemby, Spurs fans shouldn't rush his return. No matter how important the game is, a player's health always comes first.